Welcome everyone for the final. We'll see the final event of MetaScience. We might come up with something at last minute. Who knows? It's very good to have you all here on a hot summer's day, quite like it was when we started out here. So it wasn't quite 5 years ago, but we were here, I believe, June 2019. Did I get that right? It was, yeah. So four years ago, but that was the first sort of big event of the project, and now all of a sudden we're wrapping things up. So it's good to have you here. We try to get everyone who was employed by the project here or in the advisory board. As it happens, not quite everyone made it here physically, but we will have them online, Vanessa and Jessica joining us online. But the rest of us are here, so that's very nice to see. So I should start by saying thanks to the European Research Council for funding this project and all our various activities. So what I'm going to do in this short introductory presentation is I'm not going to talk about any philosophy really, but I wanted to just take a moment to go back and see what we've actually done. And some of you will know this very well, some of you might not know this very well. And in fact, it surprised me to go through all the things that we've done, just how much there was there. So we'll see what you think, and if there's any questions at the end, we can talk about it. What comes next? So here's where it all began. We had a picture by the bridge here, so you might recognize your younger selves there, looking very dashing. I considered wearing the same suit as them, but it's way too warm for that, so I skipped on that. I think Toby said he's wearing the same shirt. Yeah, Toby looks exactly the same, but he's switched his shorts as well. But you know, close enough. So it's good to be back, and in fact, I believe we were in this very room when we launched the project as well. So we have our balcony here. So thought it would be nice to come back. Very good. And where are we now? Well, I put a little timeline together of all the people who've been employed in the project. I thought I'd put in little heads here as well, but you wouldn't be able to see them from here. So the first person to join the project was Elle, who's going to, I think, pop in here at some point. As the project coordinator, she joined in. And I think Alex and then Francesca started very soon afterwards. As you'll see, we lost Alex very quickly. He was already permanently employed at King's, so which I'm very pleased about. And then we hired Toby and Sam, and Vanessa started actually before both of them in the first year as well. And then Will joined January last year. And Francesca's double roles. So there's two arrows there because Francesca, of course, graduated and Elle left, and Francesca very kindly stepped in to take Elle's job as coordinating the project while she's here as well. So I think Francesca wins because you'll get the longest stretch on the project if it was a contest. Very good. So here we are. Advisory board. I stole from my original slide when I presented the project at the ERC interview. I had this little slide of the advisory board. So very much younger selves of you all. Not quite sure where I got these pictures from. I hope I haven't broken any copyrights here. Alice's hair is different color anyway.
That was in Rochester.
Yeah, that is an old one, yeah. But I thought I'd wanted to use the same slide as I had originally, so hope you don't mind. I don't think other things have been updated except Alexander's affiliation. Good. So you know all who you are, so I know more about that. But I wanted to highlight the visitors for the project as well. So we had a number of people come in, and we had all sorts of plans originally to have more people coming over and for longer stretches of time. But the pandemic happened, and it kind of stopped that plan in its tracks. But we've still had a lot of people visiting here, some of them very briefly, but some of them for a good period of time. And I've put Marit and Renata there on the slide because they were our longest term visitors from Tampere and Brazil, respectively. So some people just came for a talk or visit for a few weeks, but I think Renata was here the longest, and that was about a 3-4 month visit at least. Yeah. So that was a nice thing to have. So we've had people from various places coming and passing through. So that's been a nice thing to see, and hopefully we can retain those connections. So then I wanted to say something about the various outputs that we've done in the project. It's not easy to count them because by the time you've put something up there, Toby's published another paper. So you can't keep up with them. I'm not sure if that 29 journal articles and book chapters is the right number, but that was the latest number that I had out, which is good because I think I promised something like 18 articles from the project. So well done, everyone. It's been amazing. We've got 3 monographs, short ones, but monographs in the Cambridge Elements series. So there's mine and Toby's and Sam's, and Vanessa's got a short monograph in the Cambridge Elements in Metaphysics series coming out as well on chemistry's metaphysics. So that should be coming out once revisions are done. Of course, 1 PhD. That was perhaps the most significant output of the project, I should say. Nominated for an award as well. So that's all Francesca, and you can see our favorite journals here. So I didn't put the journals where we published just 1 article, but we've had 4 pieces out in British Journal of Philosophy of Science and 4 in Synthesa, 3 in the European Journal of Philosophy of Science, 3 in Philosophical Quarterly and Philosophical Studies, 2 in Philosophy of Science and 2 in Erkenntnis, and then one-off articles here and there and everywhere. So I don't know what that tells you. Maybe it tells you something about our favorite journals, but that's what we've got here. And I was quite surprised putting them together. I didn't actually realize that we had such a sort of concentration of publications in certain places, actually. Good. I'm not going to list them all here. That would take me too long. But I'm going to say something about what their topics were. Here's Alexandra in the first conference. And here's, I think, an early photo of Toby, Alex, and Vanessa discussing, I don't know what you were discussing, but this must have been in the very early days in the project office. So what have we researched? What have we published on? Well, I looked at some of the paper titles we had and what I know we've talked about. We've talked about the chemical bond as a real pattern. That's Vanessa's work. The problem of molecular structure and measurement problem, Vanessa and Alex. Reduction, emergence, realization, grounding, dependence in various, if not all of these papers, in various forms. So just about the nature of these concepts, really. And that was really, I would say that that's maybe my favorite part of the project because, of course, I knew that all of these concepts have been debated a long time, and it's difficult to make much sense out of them, given the extensive literature. But I think that now I know what most of them mean, except emergence. I never know what that means. We've talked about biological individuality. That's Will's work. Nature of biochemical functions. That's Francesca's work mostly. Multiple realizability and biochemical kinds. Francesca and myself. We've just written a paper together on this stuff, actually, which isn't yet counted because it's not out. My favorite part: how to be Humean about anything you might think about, and how not to be Humean about anything you might think about. One example is symmetries, I think. Also, connection to powers, so how to be a powers theorist, and how not to be a powers theorist about any given topic you might think about. So, powers BSA and in favor and against stuff is a recurring topic. So by the time Sam publishes something about BSA, Toby's got an objection coming out. So it turned out to be a very handy way of getting publications out of the project. They just criticize each other's work. I still don't know how they managed to publish this element together. So but I've been very pleased to see that how that collaboration turned out. Waiting for the next chapter. Okay, so we've also talked about laws of nature and their moral status, and also from different perspectives. I'm sure Sam's changed his views about all of this during the course of the project. Yes. But he started to convince me that everything's actually about necessity. We can talk more about that. So we've talked about models and modeling and their modal status in various ways. Actually, the notion of a scientific model has turned out to be a very big part of the project, even though we haven't published loads on it. But I looked at the stuff that we've read in our reading group, which I haven't listed here because we've read hundreds of papers probably in our reading groups. And so many of them were linked to modeling in some way or other. So we had a big period, we probably read 10 papers on models in a sequence. So that's been fun. And dispositions and powers in various forms, Toby's and Sam's book, of course, mainly. And of course, we've talked about unity of science in passing during the project as well. You can probably link everything back to it in some way or other. Good. So that's a few things that we've done. We've talked about all of these things in various places all over the world. So I went through the list of, we've got a little Excel sheet, project team attending events. Elle always sends us a notification to, do not forget to update the list because I want to post on the project Twitter and I need to report back to the ERC. So we've done at least 100 plus conference and seminar talks of various shapes. Some of them online, of course, during the pandemic, but many of them in person. And I looked at the countries. I might have missed some, but there's at least been presentations in Argentina, Austria, Canada, Chile, China, Finland. I've just come back from Finland yesterday evening from a conference where I was presenting. Germany, Greece, Ireland, Israel, Italy, Netherlands, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Switzerland, UK, and the US. So that's a good list of countries visited. Probably there would have been more if we hadn't been stopped in our tracks for a couple of years. We've organized 13 events, I'm counting, in various forms. So some of them were online workshops as well. But I was pleased that we did that actually because we had loads of people tuning in from places where they might have otherwise not been able to come in from. Maybe I'll just highlight a couple of the biggest ones. One of my favorites was certainly the 7th SMS conference that we organized last autumn here in Bristol. 2 years postponed, actually. It was supposed to happen in 2020 originally. But we made it happen, finally. And even though there was some sort of a gas leak at the chemistry building on the first morning of the conference, we did manage to pull through it. We've done a couple of workshops with Al Wilson's Frame Fuzz ERC project. So that's been a recurring collaboration with us so in Birmingham. Although I think the first workshop was in Oxford, and the second one was online for obvious reasons. And well, the third one was also with Al, but also with David Yates's project in Lisbon, Emergence in Natural Sciences. And we collectively decided, without asking David, that we're going to do it in Lisbon, rather than in Bristol or Birmingham. That was good fun. So those are just a few of the things that we've done. Some evidence that actually happened. I pulled up a selection of photos from the project Twitter, so hopefully no one's offended that I used their photograph. We've got a nice conference dinner here in Lisbon. There's Toby and Sam promoting their book. There's Francesca and Vanessa. This is is it in Italy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. I think that's probably Sam speaking in Lisbon and probably Alex speaking in Lisbon, if I'm not mistaken. Good. And Francesca's PhD, proof of that. Dr. Francesca Palazzi. Very good. Well, besides the professional dissemination, academic dissemination, it was always part of the project's agenda to do some sort of outreach or engagement with the public. I'm not going to call it impact, but maybe it has had some impact. So none of this was sort of designed within the project, but the project members themselves would have probably been doing this stuff anyway. So I highlight especially Sam's great Condensed Matter podcast and Vanessa's Jargonian blog, which have been hugely influential. With Elle at some point, for purposes of the ERC project, put together little statistics of the various downloads and listens that all the project outreach events have had, and we're talking about tens of thousands of engagements with those materials. So I've been very, very proud of that. And it was very nice to have a chat on Sam's podcast myself as well. So there's also been some 20, I think, articles for the general audience. Some of these have been in Vanessa's series of articles for Chemistry World, which is has been very highly engaged with as well. Toby wrote a nice piece on zebras, bacteria, and asteroids for the Philosopher's Magazine, and Francesca wrote a nice blog post for Bristol Arts Matter blog. We also have a YouTube channel, which we may have not used as much as I thought at some point, but I think we're going to have some good video material from this event for our YouTube channel, so stay tuned for that. Good. So that's a few things. Here's some more evidence of the things we've done. Again, there's Lisbon, there's Renata talking in Bristol, there's Will talking, this is from Vienna. Yeah?
No, this is the kinds of kinds.
Is it kinds of kinds?
Yeah.
It's in Bristol, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is in Bristol. Oh. Well, you talked in Vienna and in Bristol. I think here's Sam, maybe Lisbon, Toby. I'm not sure where that's from.
Athens.
Athens? It's a recent one, yeah. Good. And there's a few photos of the project office, which Alexander may recognize because it's his old office. So MetaScience took over the office, and a lot of philosophy has happened there. Good. Yeah. What next? Well, I thought I'm not going to say too much about the philosophy we're going to do next, although we can talk about that over the next couple of days. But I thought with your permission, I'll mention some of the things people are doing next. So Toby has already secured some ERC funding for a project on well, what's the title actually? I can't remember the title of your project.
Powers ontologies for causal modeling.
Powers ontologies for causal modeling. And this is in Berlin with Barbara Vetter. So it's a Marie Curie project. Not to mention a tenure-track job. We won't mention that. And Sam, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to mention that you were also interviewed for an ERC project. I'm not sure if the results are in yet, but August are the official results. So Sam's been interviewed for an ERC starter grant. Francesca's been shortlisted for more jobs and grants that I can count. So we'll see which one is the one that you'll end up in. Will's been going forward to Cambridge to the Percy School. So Will's got a job lined up there very soon. Of course, Vanessa has already left the project some time ago and is doing an ERC Marie Curie project in Athens. And Alex, of course, has been booming in his career in King's on a permanent job as well. And I should not forget Elle, who's done so much for the project and went on to become a permanent research manager at the Faculty of Social Sciences and Law. So she's still in Bristol and hopefully will pop in as well, but she's now permanently a research manager, so gone ahead in her career as well. What am I doing? Not too interesting. I'm going to take a step back probably from project management for a little bit and manage some things for the Faculty of Arts in Bristol, but hopefully there will be more to come. Good. So I encourage everyone to talk to the people and the advisory board as well about what their plans for the philosophy is next. So what they've gotten out of the philosophy that we've done in the project and where does that taken them. Good. I'll finish up with this nice photo from Lisbon. This features everyone except Elle, I believe, who couldn't make it to Lisbon for the conference, where we got together Al's project as well and David's project and all of us. So that's it. That was a good fun going through everything we've done. If everyone has any questions about some things we didn't do or some things we did do, I'm happy to talk about them. But as you'll notice, I haven't said anything about what unity of science is, and I'm hoping to avoid that until the end of the conference. At the end, I'll see if I can sum up what you've all done. Thank you.